Welcome to Axiom, guys. This video is for a select few and anyone else lucky enough to see it. I'll try to get there really quick so it's not too long of a video. We're going to start at the pulse tab right here. What you see is your new pairs, final stretch, migrated. In a nutshell, it's kind of easy to understand. Brand new pairs that meet your filter suggestions will pop up here. But right now, your shit's probably, there's coins flying all over the place right now, unless you tampered with yours a little bit. But you really don't want to see that. This is what I have found to work the best, and that's my tracker going off right now. We'll get more into that in a second. First thing we want to do is clean this up. Okay, we're going to go to filters, and you'll see what I'm doing is I'm tracking pump, bonk, bags, Jupiter, launch lab. Sometimes I'll track Moonit, sometimes I won't. I'm only looking for pairs on Sol, not USD or USD1. They're actually turned off. Let's start with new pairs. New pairs, the only metric I'm looking at audit, or excuse me, for audit is Dex paid. For metrics, I have nothing enabled. For socials, I have nothing enabled in new pairs. It's most times when they're new, people haven't had time to bind all those things. For the final stretch, same criteria really, but for audit, I'm just looking for the Dex paid. I may play with these sometimes if there's too many top 10 holders. I may set those. For right now, I don't have it set to anything. Okay, metrics is the same, empty. Socials, empty. For the migrated tab, in my socials, I usually leave at least one social on. I don't have it on right now. For metrics, empty. Audit, same thing. This is what I found to be the most useful, and we don't want to track all this crap in the middle because nobody's launching on those anyway. It'll clean it up, make it a little more stable, and yes, you will see them kind of flow like this, not perfectly. A new pair could create here and be here 7 minutes later, be over here and bonded and running, and those are what we're really trying to find. Okay. The other thing you want to keep an eye on is when you see developers for a coin. This guy's had 2,548 coins migrate. I don't even know what the hell this is about. We could click it, look into the metrics on it, take the CA over to pump and find out. But there's something up with that. 65 pro traders, or 60 pro traders, that's that little icon. That's what that means, by the way. The more pro traders is not necessarily a bad thing. It means pro attention's getting to it, but they're pros, and they're probably using bots. Bots on top of Axiom, which kind of is a bot, so your chances are lessened. We want to catch them before there's those pro traders. Okay, next thing, the most important part. Let's find a coin. Let's just click on one. I don't know what the hell is this. Cool. All right, so it will automatically tell you wallets you're tracking will show up as insiders on a coin. The wallets I'm tracking, I want to know this. I want to know what they're doing. Okay, I want to know when they're buying and how much they're buying, and hopefully I want to sell before they do. Half the time it's too late, and then they may buy back here. Sometimes you'll see multiple wallets you're tracking buy in and buy out on the same ones, and they may, and on the way down they may take shorts on a coin. To me, this looks like the time-old roller coaster that goes like that. This is what we want to grab. Okay. Before you start trading, what you want to do. Obviously, if you haven't linked a wallet yet, link it up. I've got this one linked. 8.5 Sol in it, cold. These are my pre-settings. 1, 2, 6, and 1. Do whatever you're comfortable with, and I would advise less. You can do a market order. Click that, and if I click that, I'll buy this coin even though I don't want to buy it. Same thing for sell, but it's referred to in percent. You can make it an amount, but it's usually referred to in percent. That's if you want to click that, and click that. Okay. More importantly than that, what we want to do is whatever these settings are for buy and sell are mirrored in your instant trade panel. Welcome to your game controller. If you click this button, it will buy it as fast as you can believe, and really as fast as your buy and sell fees are set up, which we'll go over in a second. This is your controller. This is your Xbox controller. Okay. If you want to get really degenerate, you can hold down your space bar, and it'll bring up hotkeys. There you go. You can play your Xbox all day. Now, don't leave this open if you're not trading. If the keyboard can be tapped, I have accidentally bought and sold shit. All right. before you start executing trades, you have different presets. So the one I use 90% of the time is my preset 1. I'm using 20% slippage here, and I've taken my 0.01 priority and bribe down to 0.005. You will get waxed on fees. However, the higher you're willing to pay, the faster your trades execute. And they execute damn fast. I mean, we're already talking 25 times faster than Phantom alone, but they execute damn fast like that. If you up the amount, you can, and you're trying to really grab the Pico bottom or Pico top, yes, you can do it. You'll get a small percent more, but it's really not worth it, especially when you're starting out. Also, set your MEV mode to reduced. Off, you know, you're going to lose a little more coin on MEV bots, yeah, sure. Reduced I found to be optimal. It doesn't really slow it down too much, saves you some money. If you turn it to secure, your trades will be slow as dog shit. When you get to more volatile coins, you can have a different preset setting, slightly higher fee to get in and out quicker. Super high volatile coins, there you go. Okay, and if you want to set your super volatile ones higher, bring up the slippage. Although I think only 2 or 3 coins I've ever traded, I've ever had to do that. All right. So you've got your wallet linked, everything's good to go, you're ready to trade. You need to be using the trades panel, and I'm going to explain why. This brings that up right there. All right. So if you want to start trying to develop your own wallet tracker list, all you have to do is sit here and see who's throwing around SOL, large amounts of it. You can bring up somebody like, these are all small buys, but we'll just grab one, some random person. It'll bring up their P&L. This guy's a flat loser. You know, join 5, he ain't got no money. You've joined 5 losers, you'll become the 6th. We don't want to track him. Okay. Let's see if we can just randomly grab somebody in profit. Nope, he's breaking even. We don't want to track him. So what I've done is I'll sit here on brand new coins, like October was the greatest example. Okay, let me bring that one up. That I've had recently to find some really good coins, or excuse me, wallets to track. Okay, and like right now I'm seeing, this is a guy that I saw making some money on Wife Coin. He is in profit. He's in a lot of profit. I can see when he moves. Okay, if you are a pro, you're going to have this panel open, because if you go and toss, if you're the guy, let's find it better. Here we go. If you're the guy that tosses 2 SOL in a trade right there, 3 SOL, 4 SOL, whatever, you better believe somebody's going to take it out. And I mean, the chart moving one thing, but they literally can see it right there. When I increment buys into something I'm confident in, I never do that. Somebody will take it out. Okay, unless you're trying to nail the bottom of a coin and sell a pump, and I'm talking 30 seconds tops. What I like to do, especially on low caps, is make a little tiny staircase at best. So I'm going to bet that the vast majority of people on Axiom are not sitting with the trades. Maybe they are, but the vast majority are not sitting with the trades panel open. But if it's a coin that's 30 minutes old, it's probably already got some attention. Yeah, they probably will. This guy just threw 1.2 in. What's he doing? He's breaking even. Yeah, need a little bit of profit. We probably don't want to track him. But you never know who you'll find, especially when you find these big spikes on low cap coins. Okay, so don't throw everything in all at once or you will get taken out, and trade the chart just like that too. When I go into my trackers, I can bring up all the wallets I'm currently tracking. So let's bring up like the Wife Coin buyer. I've been watching this guy. I don't know who he is, but he is 263K in profit, and his unrealized is 500. He's getting the alpha. Who cares how he's doing it? We can follow him. Let's look at another wallet. Let's bring up like, I don't know. Here's a 405K wallet. What the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Look at that. 439K, and that's ridiculous. That is insider as fuck. We can also see what he's been trading. Oh, look, there's the Netflix coin we were talking about a little while ago, guys. got some alpha. He's currently trading it, you know, at 96K. I think it's trading down right now, but if we scroll down, we can try to see what active positions, or recent positions more specifically, he was playing with. And the reality is this information is already too late. But on some of the guys, I wouldn't expect to see like one of the Netflix coin buys, cancel Netflix coin buys at like 30K, 40K like I found earlier. Okay, they're grabbing it early, and then they're selling it, so on and so forth. This is a great wallet to track. In the gist of it, that's really it, guys. The Discover tab is a snippet of, the Discover tab, and then trending is a snippet of Dexscreener based on the filters you have going on here. I really haven't ever played with this. I really don't sit here. Once the moves have happened, it's already too late. If you want to get more into that, you can look into the Surge tab, and you can actually see, you know, something happened, major up and major down. If you've ever used Glido, this is kind of like what that is, you know, kind of like a heat map almost, but I've never really played there either. The Dexscreener tab kind of mirrors trending more or less, but you know, it's just not where the magic's at. So what I would recommend is taking your pulse and leaving this one up, leaving this one down, not necessarily the bottom, maybe about the middle. You know, usually they create a coin, the DEX gets paid, it'll jump from 10, 15 to 30% instantly. Hover around here and play this end, and you'll see coins bond run up to 120, 150K frequently. This one's kind of moving. And you'll see them, some of them will sell off, hit 60K, come back. Some of them will just take off. But we're really looking more for the metric of getting them earlier than this. So using Axiom alone to find your trades, I don't recommend it. We're going to go greater detail into other things. You can also come over here and see, you know, look, this guy's got a social site pinned up here with no followers. Okay, got a website. I don't even want to click on that website. No followers. I mean, the coin is 26 minutes old and there's nobody following it. This isn't a team. No, you know, it looks super clean though. Fuck, it makes me want to trade it, but it's not really doing anything. But you know, that could change. I also have the MACD indicator pulled up on the bottom. If you don't know how to pull up indicators, you probably shouldn't be trading crypto. I'll also have yours set up for market cap. I think it starts in terms of price. You know, your indicator thing is right there. Pull it up. You got your list. I always trade with the MACD on, so I get a feeling for where the chart is. If you don't know how to understand this, volume out at a greater scale, volume in at a greater scale. When it's above the middle, it is significantly pushing the price higher. When it's below the middle, it's significantly pushing the price down. So if a coin goes, let's just use round numbers. Let's say a coin is at $100, 100K, whatever, 100, we'll say 100, and it drops to 50, it's probably going to fall here. You could get a buy there, and it doesn't necessarily have to go above the middle line to increase in number, but you'll see the swing start to happen. This would actually be a great one to trade for small amounts of profit right now. But there's your buy line and there's your sell line, one engulfing the other. Keep in mind, get to feel the rhythm of that. When you see the price spike, when you see a 1.5, 2x happen, and the little green bars are very, very low to confirm it, it could be a trap. When you see volume steadily rising, as a coin's price is rising, it's probably a good entry. When you see the volume bar start to dry up, but price is still holding, it's definitely a time to get out. This one, they're just handing it back and forth to each other. Doesn't mean that if we didn't buy right here at 127, we couldn't have made, I don't know, almost 2x. Okay. The last thing I'm going to explain to you guys is if you click buy on one, I'll just buy 0.01 of this coin, for example. It will show you your entry line right there. You will notice that immediately I am negative 10% in profit. It's a tiny, tiny buy, okay? But I have to recover the fee of the buy before I'm truly in profit. And Axiom truly shows you where you sit. So yeah, so if it does a little tiny spike to like right there, like, oh cool, I'm in profit, you might think you are, but this might actually just say 0. It has to move at least, I don't know, 15-20% for you to actually attain a profit. It will reflect you your active position right there.